Dr. Nisha Najumuddin, what's your assessment? The company says that this was an outdated document, but the optics have triggered a very real backlash. In a country like ours, in a country like India, can companies realistically enforce neutral dress codes without appearing selective or insensitive? Is that even possible? We've seen it at several of those places. I think you've got Muslim workers that also have to adhere to a proper dress code, and the other religions also have to adhere to a proper dress code, and that would have been a better situation. That's my limited understanding. What's your take?
In India, bindi, sindoor, hijab, they're not just religious, right? They're other identity markers, I would say. And the way a person dresses, that expresses their religious freedom and the personal expression. We have Article 19, we have Article 14, we have Article 25. So all these tells us about the fundamental rights that we have. So over here, you need to understand, see, it's not today. India is a democratic country, and we have a very, very great cultural evidence also. Look at the Indus Valley civilization. Look at the Harappan figures. They show the, forehead markings. Now, the ancient texts and the traditions associate bindi with the Ajna Chakra, which is the third eye, and the married women who traditionally wore the sindhu and bindi as dignity symbols. Today, the corporate is asking them to remove all that, which means it is like erasing the identity of the Indian women. So now for Indian women, you need to understand the bindi or the sindoor, it is not a decoration, it is an identity. And we need to respect those things. And now, such kind of policy from the employee's perspective, when you see again, so sometimes, when they say that the hijab should be black in color, the turban should be black in color, why is there anywhere mentioned in the Indian constitution that the hijab should be black in color? No, right? And now even the employees, they feel a loss of dignity, cultural alienation, and they feel a kind of forced assimilation. Automatically, their productivity decreases. And an employee who will hide their identity cannot fully show loyalty and work for the company also. And this also has a great social and political impact also. Because people will start doing the communal narratives, the political polarization will happen, the boycotts will happen. So sometimes, one policy of a company or one ridiculous policies like this, wherein it can turn up to the national debates overnight, like what we are seeing today. So what we need to understand today is this is not just a bindi versus hijab issue. The real issue is equality plus consistency plus clarity. So as seen in Lenskart, what are we seeing in Lenskart? The problems arose from the policy language plus perception. So in policy, the perception is very important as powerful as reality. So Lenskart need to understand that. So now with Lenskart, even though Piyush Bansal has apologized also, he needs to understand what his company policies will put across, because equality is not selective, it is symmetrical as well. That is one basic thing which they need to understand. So a company can design uniforms, but they cannot design identity. That is never in any protocol. So India's strength is not uniformity, but it is in unity in diversity, which is a very basic thing that such kind of people must understand. And having a workplace which is very free to work is very, very important. Very important.
Well, next time maybe on Shark Tank, Piyush Bansal can endorse a bindi brand, and maybe all of this will be under the bridge, but we'll have to wait for that.
Also to add a point, see what I felt from this is people were talking about bindi, hijab and all the other rest. Even I saw something called as even wearing the henna, the mehendi, that is also not permitted, which is quite surprising to me. Traditionally, if you see, henna is being worn for getting that cooling effect in your body, especially in summers. People do wear it to reduce the body heat also. It's so funny for me to see that, you shouldn't even wear that. So this episode of Lenskart teaches us something bigger than policy. It teaches us all about balance, I would say. A company needs discipline, but
I think that's the moot word here. That's the moot word here.